how can you follow someone like Stephen Bartlett, youngest dragon, serial entrepreneur, talks to some of the most important people in the world with a talk about stablecoins? Woo! Yeah, it's very exciting. Come on. Yeah, so honestly, thanks for coming today. For those of you that stayed to listen to this very exciting topic about stablecoins. It's a very important topic in our industry. We're talking about something that has obtained and achieved product market fit within crypto. I'll go through. So this is the adoption of, similar to the internet usage and the usage of stablecoin that's happening at the moment. So we see we're right at the bottom of the curve, yet this market is $150 billion worth. So we can see there's plenty of opportunity to capture that move upwards to the right. Who's trying to capture that upward momentum? You know, there are protocols out there, centralized stablecoins, USDC, USDT, and then there's other decentralized stablecoins, MakerDAO, our good old friends at Terra Luna had a good effort, and you've got things like Frax as well. So the market is there, and we're all innovating and trying to build as we go along. This chart indicates the number of stablecoin addresses regardless of the price. So you can see the red line there. That's talking about the Bitcoin price, which ultimately is the litmus test for the way that the market's performing. Upward to the right is the number of addresses that hold stablecoins. So we can see that there is a real, true product market fit of people that want to transfer value across the blockchain with an asset that maintains its stable value. To further indicate where we've been, so take yourself back to June 2020, I think it was. Good old Boris there. The market capitalization of USDC was $1 billion. Can you put your hand up if you know what the market cap is now of USDC? Any guesses? Yeah, someone in the back? So, got Liz Truss today. Lots has changed. Very, very different. 50 billion. So that's in that short time where we've had these massive change in our world, coronavirus, various different politicians leading the country. But 50 billion in that space of time for a market capitalization, that demonstrates product market fit, okay? This is gonna keep on happening. Lots of people, you've probably talked to them today. You've seen people from PricewaterhouseCoopers. You've seen people from Goldman Sachs. You've seen people from all the big four accounting firms. They're all here. They want to capitalize on this growing market of stablecoins. However, we start getting into an ideological debate. You know, we have the issue of things like fraud, a whole bunch of NFT projects, rugs, all those kind of things, and people are losing their stablecoins, they're losing the value, and people are you've got nefarious actors in any industry, and because it's a fast-growing industry from a financial perspective, you're always going to get people that are looking to capitalize on that, and unfortunately a few of them are bad people. So here's some charts, you know, 1.54 billion of laundered money through Tornado Cash. So some of you might be familiar with USDC and what they did. So they froze a whole bunch of addresses that had interacted with Tornado Cash. Once again, it's a philosophical discussion. It's an ideological discussion. USDC are going about this business from a regulation-first perspective. They want to make sure that they can enable the institutions who want to participate in this industry can do so without fear of reprisal from a regulatory point of view, which is fair enough. I think that's absolutely fair enough. But I don't know, how many of you were here last year when it was called DeFi Live? Hands up, yeah, a few people. What does DeFi mean? It means decentralized, right? It means we're trying to create a product, an ecosystem, a technology, a movement, so we can get capital to the people that have been ostracized by the traditional financial markets and institutions. This is what we're trying to do in DeFi. Institutions are coming here and they're trying to co-opt the technology that we're using And they're doing the same thing they've always done, they're just using blockchain technology to do it. Is that revolutionary? I don't think so. It has to happen because opening that Overton window of digital assets and people being able to use them, we need the institutions for that. However, we've got things like this that happen, right? And this gives the entire crypto industry a bad name. It doesn't matter whether you're building a decentralized stablecoin. It doesn't matter whether you're building an NFT project with picture of monkeys. It doesn't matter if you're building an app that tracks your movements and pays you an ecosystem token as you walk. The whole industry is tarnished with a negative brush when you get people like Do Kwon building a product that ultimately, in hindsight, was never going to work. But we were blinkered by greed. We were all blinkered by greed. There are lots of people that called the fact that Terra Luna would collapse, but we can be kind of tribal when it comes to what's going on in the crypto industry. And if anyone sort of sticks their head above the parapet, you get all the terror bulls and all these kind of things, absolutely going for you. You get death threats because these people have very large investments in these coins, and it creates a negative feedback loop when something bad happens. So we need to take it upon ourselves as an industry to understand what we're here to do, right? What are we here to build? What are we here? How are we going to positively affect change? How do we get mass adoption? How do we continue getting mass adoption, but also provide those solutions from a decentralized point of view so people that need the funds in ostracized markets, in ostracized jurisdictions can get it? Why do I need a government in America or any other jurisdiction be in a position to tell me whether I can use my money to loan those funds to someone in El Salvador who needs them? Because if they can't get those funds from me, from a decentralized finance application, they need to go to a loan shark that's going to own them and offer 4,000% interest, so they're in their back pocket for the rest of their lives. That's what DeFi is about. It's about us enabling these people on a global perspective rather than listening to a single jurisdiction government telling us what we can and can't do. But we must regulate from within. We must call out bad actors. We must call out design flaws. That's hard when we're all making money, we're all having fun. But it's the only way to continue this dream that we're all kind of building. So, what's the latest regulation that's come out of the US? There's discussions around endogenously, is that how you say that? Basically, that's an asset where you're creating backing out of thin air, right? So that's exactly what Terra Luna was. It was an inflationary coin that had no supply schedule that you could mint and burn to get that stable asset. The only price it had was because the market was inflating it in value and creating this, Ponzi-nomics feedback loop. And that's what the US government is against. I agree with that 100%. There should always be, when it comes to stablecoins and building an asset, whether it's decentralized or not, it needs to be 100% collateralized. Now, how do you do that over the long term? Right? So these are the problems that we're looking at today. DeFi is the future. I'll take you back. Like, we are all here because we're trying to create this new vehicle, this new way of speeding up the velocity of capital from people that have it to people that need it. DeFi summer was an interesting time. Being in the middle of that, where all these governance tokens went up, everything was, going up in value. It was the future of France, they called it. And it was fun. But then you realize, okay, is the product market fit? Can institutions participate because of the regulations? Is my money going to be safe? Is it going to be a rug? These are the questions that we ask ourselves because there are so many bad actors out there that take people's hard-earned money because it's very easy to lose it in smart contracts. So, what we're trying to do with USN, which is a decentralized stablecoin built on the NEAR protocol, is we're trying to build those mass adoption use cases. So making sure that there's more than just staking in a pool and getting Ponzi-nomic rewards. So, for example, it's working with remittance partners in Africa. Bitsa, for example, they're using USN to settle into 25 different currencies in 40 countries around the world, using a blockchain coin to settle and pay people in real money bank accounts in those locations. Or Seat Labs NFT, they're creating an NFT ticketing marketplace, and for the secondary market, you're only able to use something like USN to purchase and sell those tickets. So it's making sure those real-world use cases are actually there before you build up a huge pool, staking pool with ridiculous APY. Now, how are we incentivizing people to use USN beyond the ideological approach, right? So because USN is built on the Near blockchain, which is a proof-of-stake blockchain, the rewards at the moment for validating on the network are around 11% APY. So the decentral bank, which is the entity that issues USN, is able to stake the Near that they have in their reserve fund and use those rewards to bootstrap the DeFi ecosystem. So they'll pay out to the different protocols within the ecosystem. If you participate in the USN pools, the USN order books, all those kind of things, you will get paid out rewards in a stablecoin that is stable. So when you're looking at use cases for particular coins, yeah, you want to be able to use it for NFT tickets or, providing funding to microfinance applications in El Salvador or solar installations in Venezuela. These are the kind of applications that we're partnering with, but we want people to be able to benefit from the technology as well. A proof-of-stake validation mechanism. So offering anywhere between 4 to 10% APY on a stable coin, which you can effectively use as a saving product and hold that in your account, there is no product like that in the market at the moment in traditional finance or even in mostly the blockchain space. So that's kind of how we're differentiating ourselves from other stable coins out there. So taking you back to the purpose, it's impossible to start off a fully decentralized stablecoin. There's a team somewhere that's behind it, that's making the decisions. The reserve fund that you use, we can't call ourselves decentralized. Decentral bank can't call themselves fully decentralized because they're using something like Tether as the reserve fund asset. But you've got to continue on first principles, start as you mean to go on. So over time, you build out those governance models for the DAO. Who makes the decisions? What are those decisions criteria? What are those assets that you're holding in the treasury? Build it out with decentralization in mind, and USDC, USDT, they will always have a place in this ecosystem. But I think decentralization, you don't need someone at USDC to say, no, we are blocking that address. That USDC isn't good anymore. You can't pay out to that good project or the refi project or whatever it is, how you want to spend your money because someone in America says that's the case. That's the goal. That's what we're trying to do here in DeFi, and I hope we don't lose that message with all the co-option of the institutions coming into the place. So I'm always here to answer any questions you've got later on. They're my socials, so if you want to talk about decentralization, mass adoption any further, or ask any questions about USN, I'll be happy to help. So thanks for staying, actually. That's really nice of you.